Hi, my name is Adam Whitmer. I'm the founder and host here at ComplianceCohort.com. This compliance clip is going to discuss discrimination risk on deposit accounts. So really what we're going to discuss is how much risk do you have in regards to discrimination on your deposit accounts in the deposit side of your financial institution. Now, traditionally, we probably would have said we don't have a lot of risk because we understand that fair lending laws do not apply directly to deposit accounts because it's fair lending. Now, that all changed when on March 16th of 2022, when the CFPB announced that they made some pretty significant changes to their UDAP exam procedures. Now, what essentially happened in these procedures was the CFPB explained that this change was done to protect families and communities from illegal discrimination, including situations where fair lending laws may not apply. Now, the updated exam procedures document actually notes that discrimination may meet the criteria for unfairness by causing substantial harm to consumers that they cannot reasonably avoid, where that harm is not outweighed by countervailing benefits to consumers or competition. So basically what we have here is we have a change in the philosophy of UDAP, where unfair has always had the same three-pronged test, but the regulators are coming out now and telling us specifically, and it's really the CFPB that's telling us specifically, that you can have a discrimination violation under the unfair prong of UDAP. So we don't have to have a discrimination violation under the ECOA prong under the Equal Credit Opportunity Act and Regulation B, which are fair lending laws, but rather we can have a discrimination violation under the UDAP prong. So what this means is, and the greater question of this compliance clip is, how much discrimination risk do we have on our deposit accounts and on the deposit side of our financial institutions? Now, how do we evaluate this? Well, what we can do is start to take a look at our processes and procedures in our financial institution relating to our deposit accounts to determine where there could be potential discrimination. Now, the best way to do that is to really model what you do in the fair lending department to look for discrimination. But of course, the UDAP piece does not have a list of protected classes. So what that means is there could be risk that goes above and beyond the protected classes listed in the fair lending laws. So what is your risk? What is your risk in your organization? Now, if you have very strict processes and procedures, the risk is probably pretty low. But if you have a lot of discretion, it could be elevated. If you have processes and procedures that are strict but seem to harm certain groups like service members, like the elderly, like the young, like minorities, people on government aid receiving public assistance, that could all be problematic when it comes to your deposit account. So you definitely want to evaluate this and make sure that you don't have any issues in your institution. Now, I don't have a lot of slides for this because I just finished recording a new section in our UDAP Foundations class where I spend about 22 minutes talking about this new change of discrimination under UDAP. And I go into detail about where this came from, what the examiners are now expecting, and I actually leave you with 11 different steps you can take in your organization to help to mitigate the risk of UDAP violations in relationship to discrimination. So if you're interested in taking an even deeper dive into this topic of deposit discrimination, take a look at our UDAP Foundations program, which has an entire section, it's video 2, dedicated to dealing with discrimination under UDAP and really the unfair prong of UDAP. So that's all I have for you for this compliance clip. These compliance clips are supposed to be 3 to 5 minutes long. I typically go too long, so I try to keep it there today. Again, if you want to take a deep dive into this topic, you can do that in our UDAP Foundations class. That's it for this compliance clip. If you're new to the compliance cohort, please understand these compliance clips are free, and they're really part of our basic membership. We have a free basic membership that's absolutely free. Includes hundreds of videos just like this, hundreds of articles. We have giveaways giveaways and resources and contests, a weekly newsletter, just a bunch of resources available in our free basic membership. And if you're already a basic member, you know that we have more enhanced, longer training programs where you can get continuing education credits for CRCM certifications, other certifications as well, in our store at compliancecohort.com/store. So that's all I have for you today for this compliance clip. Until next time, I hope you have a compliance-filled day. Thanks so much.